Okay, folks, so I decided I would record a brief rebuttal video to some of the comments on my recent video that I did about the Rhinehole shootings in Portland. So I shared this video in a lot of different places, both right and left-leaning. The response that I've gotten from some members of Antifa have been interesting, to say the least. This person says, murderers are not Antifa. Murder is the most fascist thing you can do. That being said, it's clear Rhinehole only shot after being maced. Not justifying it, just making it clear that is why the cops murdered him days later, to make sure he couldn't make a plea of self-defense case like the right-wing murderer from Kenosha. So, this conversation just kind of continues. I don't think this T.C. O'Neill person really understood just like what kind of rabbit hole they were digging for themselves, but somebody's arguing back, and he says, "Oh my God, no! Danielson sprayed the mace, then Rhinehole discharged his weapon in that order." Now it's arguable which one of them did which first, but even if we say that it's possible that Danielson might have been reaching up to spray the guy first, it looks to me in the video like the guy's already leveled his weapon at him before the bear mace comes up, but it's possible. But let's just go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's say, for example, that the guy was bear macing him before he shot at him. Antifa bear maces people on a regular basis that just say things they don't like. It's not, it's not a retaliatory thing, a self-defense thing. They just do it as one of their tactics. Now, to be clear, Antifa's not the only one. The Proud Boys do it. Everybody at these things is doing it. That's not really what I'm getting at. It's the fact that if we're going to suggest that lethal force is a proper response to being bear maced, a lot of people are going to get shot. So I said, just so we have this clear, and I'm sure I can find plenty of examples of this, when Antifa and BLM bear mace or pepper spray people, does every right-winger have a right to take out a gun and shoot them? Think very carefully. And so he says, he quotes me, Antifa bear mace people just for saying things they don't like all the time. He says, give me one source. And I know that Antifa's not a made-up enemy. That's like a different argument somewhere else in the conversation. And I said, I really have to track down a source on Antifa walking up and macing someone saying things they don't like? You didn't see the girl wearing a Make Bitcoin Great Again hat in Berkeley who got maced just because they thought she was a Trump supporter? And then I said, damn, that took all of 20 seconds. Because I had like 4 examples very easily. But T.C. O'Neill then says, the variable for utilizing self-defense is clear. You must fear for your safety and actually be in imminent danger. This is why this case is self-defense and the shooting in Kenosha was not. Bear mace is a weapon and a plastic bag is not. So again, suggesting that it's self-defense to shoot somebody who's shooting bear mace at you. And then I just come up with another one, as far as, because there's just plenty. It's very easy to find examples of Antifa walking up and bear macing people. And then he says, and I said, just to be clear, and he goes, yes, utilizing a weapon that removes your ability to perceive any incoming violent act for the next few minutes is clearly grounds for necessary self-defense. So, I figured I'd share some. This is the first one that I mentioned. This was back in Berkeley. This is a girl.
I'm looking to just make a statement by being here, and I think the protesters are doing the same. And props to them for the ones who are doing it non-violently, but I think that's a very rare thing indeed. So, thank you.
Are you surprised, ma'am?
So that girl wasn't even a Trump supporter. She was wearing a Make Bitcoin Great Again hat, and they maced her anyway. Here's another one.
You fascists! You're fucking fascists! How the fuck is it? I come here all the time!
So nobody was at that point violently confronting the other, and a member of Antifa just walked up and bear maced everybody that was in the opposing side. This one's pretty blatant.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125, 126, 127 Oh, bear mace? You don't think I've been bear mace before?
And then there's this one.
Here, get out your umbrella. We're doing like some Roman phalanx shit. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Don't fucking touch me. Don't fucking touch me, Brandon. Oh! Oh! Ooh, that's... Same shit for May 17.
So those are just the examples that I came up with in the short amount of time that I took doing this. But again, let me make this clear. It's not that I'm saying that only one side is doing this. That's not the point. What I'm trying to get at here, and this is one of the things that, again, is the reason I make these videos, is that we have come to a point where logic and rational thinking are taking a back seat to, well, my team did it, so it's okay, or your team did it, so it's not okay. And that kind of ridiculous thinking is just out of control. So, again, this is a member of Antifa defending his organization, suggesting that using a firearm to shoot somebody in the heart is an appropriate response to bear mace. Now, if that's the precedent we're going to set, a lot more people are going to get shot. But I have a funny feeling that if a Patriot Prayer or Proud Boy person shot a member of Antifa for doing the various things that we just watched, I mean, we can watch one of this again. I mean, let's just look at this again, and then let's imagine in our minds how you would feel if this guy took out a firearm and shot back at these people. Just imagine it for a second.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, bear mace? You don't think I've been bear mace before?
So again, would you be okay with that? I have a funny feeling you would not be okay with that person taking out a gun and shooting them. Funny feeling. Please start critically thinking, folks.